You might have fallen in love with the perfect Queenslander and ready to make an offer, but then the agent starts talking about holding deposits and balance deposits and your brain kind of turns to mush. What is an initial deposit for a house in Queensland? Do you need to pay your entire deposit now? Can it wait till later? Well, we're going to simplify everything in this quick video. We're going to go through exactly what an initial deposit is, when you need to pay it, and how it impacts your total overall deposit. So if you're confused with the initial, the balance, and the total deposit, we've got you covered in this video. So what is an initial deposit? An initial deposit pretty much serves as a good faith gesture when you've made an offer and had it accepted on a contract in Queensland. A simple way of looking at the initial deposit is that it's a proportion of the total purchase price of the home that you're paid up front to demonstrate you're committed as a buyer. What will usually happen is you'll be negotiating, making an offer, they'll say, "Congratulations, Jaden, the home is yours for $500,000. Here's the contract you need to pay an initial deposit, which is generally 0.25% of the purchase price, and you can get this process started." But why is the initial deposit important? This initial deposit pretty much shows the seller that you're a genuine buyer and not a window shopper. The initial deposit allows you to take the property off the market temporarily while your finances are sorted. So how and when is the initial deposit paid? The initial deposit is typically paid once you and the seller sign the sales contract. Deposits in Queensland are held in a secure trust account managed by the real estate agent. These details are generally disclosed on the contract of sale that you would have signed. And this is kind of where things are confusing because the deposit is actually paid in two separate parts. There's the initial or holding deposit. As I mentioned before, this is typically a smaller deposit ranging in 0.25% to 1% of the total purchase price. It's paid when the contract's accepted and shows the seller that you're serious about the property and takes it off the market. Think of it as a bit of a way to hold the property while the other crucial steps are done, like finalizing contract, getting your finance approved, and sorting out your building and pest. The exact amount of this initial deposit is negotiable between you and the seller, but the real estate agents will generally put this on there if you haven't decided within that sort of general range. The balanced part is the second part of the contract that's disclosed on the contract of sale. This is a larger proportion of the total deposit. The balanced deposit is typically paid after your finance is approved, after your building and pest is sorted, when you're ready to go unconditional on the contract. So let's go through an actual example. If you were considering buying a home as a first home buyer in Queensland for $500,000, and let's assume you have a 10% deposit. So in total, you've got $50,000 available as an amount to cover your bank deposit, your stamp duty, solicitor fees, everything, all inclusive. If you have an offer accepted on a home for $500,000, you may pay an initial deposit of 1%, which might be, say, $5,000 that gets paid when you sign the contract. You might then opt to put a balance deposit of $20,000. This is paid when your finance is approved. So fast forward from today, in 2 weeks' time, say your finance is approved, you've paid $25,000 to the real estate agent's trust account and it's sitting there ready to go. They'll actually give you a receipt, which you can show to the bank to say, "Hey, I've already put $25,000 here. I only need to pay the difference. If my total deposit was $50,000, I paid $25,000 to the agent, there's only $25,000 to go. That gets paid on the day of settlement." That's when you take over the keys of the property. Now, the only time this doesn't happen is if you're going to an auction. If you're going to auction, you don't do an initial or balance deposit, you pretty much will pay a full 5 or 10% deposit when the property goes unconditional, because there's no finance clause, there's no building and pest at auction. So keep that in mind. It's a slightly different process if you do buy at auction. The benefits of this two-part deposit system we have in Queensland is it allows you as the buyer to show your initial interest with a smaller amount upfront. You might only have to do $1,000 or $5,000 to initially take the property off the market. So it's less ginning around, moving money around. And it gives you time to get your bank and your finance approved, your building and pest, etc. For the seller, it obviously takes the property off the market, which can be good and bad. It means the property is at least sold. But for the seller, it shows that you as the buyer are pretty serious and ready to go. So I know there's always a lot of confusion around the initial deposit, the balance deposit, and your total bank deposit. So hopefully this video has cleared it all up when you're buying a home in Queensland. Did you know at Hunter Galloway, we're the home for home buyers across Australia, but especially for Queensland, because we're based in Brisbane. We help home buyers every day like you, and we'd love to help out with your next home purchase. So if you need help securing finance, hit us up at huntergalloway.com.au. We have a bunch of other great resources on our website, so check them out, huntergalloway.com.au, and until next time, I'll see you later.